Hello everyone, welcome back to the next episode of Motorsport Manager Mobile. Now, we're heading into the ERS now today, and well, we've got 3 sponsor objectives that we can choose from straight away in this one. So, it's a tough one because we're going into this season knowing we probably won't be as competitive as last season, meaning our sponsor objectives should probably continue on that path. So I'm going to go 6th or above for this one and keep our fingers crossed that this one works out. So yeah, let's select that one and let's head into the first race of this ERS season here on Motorsport Manager Mobile 2. So, I'm excited for this one, guys. Thank you for the amazing support over the last couple of episodes. If you don't remember to normally like the video, that's always really appreciated. It helps grow the channel, so that's really appreciated on my end. And of course, any questions and comments and all that sort of stuff, please let me know in the comment section and I'll obviously get back to you guys. So, a couple of you guys wanted to see what AR looks like. I haven't really got the best setting for it. I'm going to try and put it on my laptop keyboard as I'm recording here. So let's go start qualifying and then I'll try and put AR for you guys and see how it goes. So now the mechanics bars, let's see how this goes. 14 on Mayhu. I should have probably picked someone which is an easier name. I should go with Who as their name. But I'm going to go with this one, right? 3, fantastic. 10, I think we can probably risk that one, yes we can. And maybe this one, we should be good. And one last one. I don't really want to risk that, so we'll send her out. Now, Buklova. Wow, okay, so we've got a big one here, 0 to 15, which we're going to risk. And it came through, which is fantastic. I'm going to go with 0 to 2. And it's a 0, that's perfect. 3 to 15 or 3 to 8. We'll risk 3 to 8, and we've completely messed up the setup. There we go. That's why you don't sometimes risk it. But anyway, you wanted to see what AR looks like, and let's give it a go. My desk isn't the cleanest right now. The clearest, so hopefully it'll come down here. I don't know really whether this is going to work because it really hasn't got reference points. Yeah, it's a little bit too close, but we'll continue. We can show you what AR looks like just for now. It will be shaky because obviously you watching on a screen is not going to be the most ideal thing because your eyes can focus a bit better when you're holding the phone yourself here, but you can see what I mean. You can go low down like that, you can go up like this. I think it is cool, and I am sorry if it's shaky. That's just because I'm not going to be able to hold the phone perfectly still, but we can come all the way down here and sort of focus, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, but as I know it's going to be annoying you guys to watch. It's really fun to use yourself, but it's quite annoying to watch because inevitably it will be more shaky coming through the recording. So let's speed through here and see what we can do in terms of qualifying time. So I saw a purple from Who in the first sector and a purple in the second sector. Someone's beating us just behind. Who was it? Quite a few people actually. So we need definitely to come in and put a better setup on the car. We'll send out. Right, so that was a good start, but we need to really get a better setup than that on this car, otherwise we're going to struggle in this race. So Milan is a track that really does favour tyre wear. I think it's not a very high tyre wear track, so it's something we can work with. I think we should be better than expected in this one. It might not show off such our deficit. So there we go. That's a good start. Sort of making up for lost ground here in a way. Okay, fantastic. This is exactly what we needed. I'm not going to risk it any further because 45% is pretty good for one run. And away we go on these soft tyres once again. So we're above mid-pack. We're just outside our qualifying objective, which is not good, but it's kind of good that we're in the mix. We're in the top 10, which is good. Obviously, the aim is to win ERS in your first season because you want to get up to the Asia Pacific Series as quickly as possible, but it's not always totally doable. I need to definitely improve my car for that to be a possibility. So we might be able to get one more run in. I think that we should just about get one more run in. It's going to be quite tight. We'll definitely get out for another setup change, which is the most important thing. Because for the race, we'll yeah, perfect setup, fantastic. We can send out, and right, we'll try and maximise Buklova. Okay, that wasn't great. That wasn't great. 1, hopefully get another low one. 0 to 5, we'll risk it. 0, perfect, and hopefully like a small one. Okay, that's not worth risking. So 69% is somewhat decent enough. Away we go. I don't know whether we'll get one lap time in or not. It's going to be quite tight. We'll see. 20. I think Who might get a lap time in. Yes, Who's going to get a lap time in? Can she do it? Can she go and get a fast time? Not that fast in the first sector, not that fast in the second sector, but is it going to be any quicker? No, it's still 5th place, but that does mean we complete our sponsor objective, which is one of the most important things. Qualifying 1 of 8 is done and succeeded, and only 2/10 off pole, which is fantastic. I do apologise, I have still got a bit of a runny nose. I don't know whether it's just come back to England and I've got hay fever again, but it's the way it is. So if you hear me just wipe my nose, I apologise for that. Not the most pleasant noise, I'm sure. Right, okay, good stuff. Let's get out there. Let's go for the race. What can we do here? Can we try a different setup? What's everyone else going to be doing? We've got a lot of 3-star rated drivers around us. We are slightly better than the majority of the drivers around us. Are definitely who is the best driver on the grid, I think. So 5th and 8th on the grid. What can we do here? It is a 14-lap race. Could we... I'm going to try and risk it on just soft. I'm not going to be able to do it with Buklova, unfortunately. Buklova isn't so good. Let's enhance the relationship there. That's whose engine it is better, if I remember correctly. So, the lights are coming on at the top of our screen. We're ready for another exciting battle here on the grid. And away we go. Not a great start from either driver, maintaining positions, but now Who has gained a couple of positions up to P3, Buklova up to P5, P6. It's close here on the first couple of laps of this race. Buklova will go longer into this race because she's on the medium compound tyres and they are wearing slower. Galou, I think the French driver in 3rd place, is wearing tyres at a slower rate than us, but the people at the front of this pack, Vainen and Arbeloa, are completely destroying their tyres to make themselves at the front of this pack. So we're doing a good job here, a solid job in maintaining our tyres, and I want to make sure that we can go soft in this race. See, they're already pitting, that's pretty much their race run. Buklova is already getting overtaken by people on the hard tyres, so we need to attack here to get out of that little hole that we got ourselves in. Right, Who is now going to have to pit surely on this lap, because otherwise she is not going to make the end of this race. So unfortunately she's not going to be able to go any further, and she's going to come out down the pack quite a bit. So let's see in the pit lane, Buklova is really pushing now onto lap 7. Where's Who come out? Who has come out as the top runner? I think that's pitted Okorski on the hard compound tyre. We'll see how that one plays out. So now Buklova needs to pit on this lap, and did a good job to make 8 laps on those tyres. I'm going to risk 6 laps on the softs. Buklova's going to run out of tyres though, but it's pretty much going to be right at the end of the stint, so that's not much of an issue. We'll see whether the soft tyres will work in this. Buklova is going to come out right at the back of the pack, but on the soft tyres, which should be quicker. We have got excess fuel in both cars, so I guess we'll push Buklova now, but we don't want to destroy her car condition. We're not that far behind Vainen and Kowalski, both on the hard compound tyre, but Who has only got 12% car life left, so I don't really want to risk that too much. Buklova's taking the fastest lap of the race up to P12. I don't know whether Who's going to retire from this race here. I'm slightly worried. We're going quick, so I'm just going to conserve on both areas here, right to 2nd place, around 2nd place. See, I want to get to the end of this race, so I don't want to do anything too silly here. 2 laps remaining. If we got 8 cups, okay, we'll just go medium now. I don't want to lose too many positions out of this. We might be able to get Kowalski on this last lap of the race. It's going to be incredibly close. Who has started to drop off again now? It's 1.3, 1.2 seconds. Buklova's run out of tyres. Last corner, hopefully doesn't lose any more positions. 2nd and 8th place there. Not too bad, not too bad. 2nd place with Who is exactly where I thought it would have, where I thought I would have finished. Buklova ran out of tyres at the end there, which is a bit unfortunate, but it was to be expected. I was running a tough strategy on her, so it was probably expected to be happening with her, especially with her tyre life not going to be quite as good as Who's. So there we go. 2nd place in our first race in the RS. I'll take that. Kowalski wins for Octane Racing. As for the Constructors Championship, we'll see in a second here. I think we'll be quite near the front. We're actually very quite near the front. We're in first place. We're equal first place with Ozu Motor Team. But as all cars do score, it does mean that it will be close throughout this season. And Vainanen, I don't know what happened to him, but he finished last, so I'm not sure whether he had problems near the end. So, that's a good first race in ERS. Let's move on to the next race now, which will be... Okay, we've got to simulate some of the championships first. Good stuff. We've got some improvement points. Right, who do we want to go with here? Ooh, okay, so max potential of Fan is 100 out of 100. Let's give that improvement point to Fan. Right, okay, not too shabby, not too shabby. Right, next asset. What do we want it to be? I think we want to do this one. We want to go from South America, sorry, to Africa. That would be a good asset to have. Maybe I should have gone with that one actually, because that's already linked. New suspension part. Let's see what's happened with this one then. Let's continue. Right, so Buklova or Who? I think we'll give it to Who, and they're both content now. They're both not annoyed at each other. The HQ is finished as well. Fantastic stuff. That's the public relations team as well. So that's +1 sponsor appeal. The team receives a permanent +1 to their sponsor appeal, which attracts higher sponsors. Now we want to do the hospitality attempts to get that extra sponsor slot, which is very important. Away we go. So there we go. We've got improvement points here for Buklova. We'll put it on the consistency, I think. Or maybe defending. Let's put it on consistency. You see, both cars are very bad right now, so we need to build some new parts. Build some new parts. Yeah, let's go like that. Not super reliable, but hopefully good enough. Hopefully good enough. Suspension, we'll do the same. See, is performance or reliability more important? I'm just going to hope that more reliability comes through. I mean, they're not always guaranteed to be exactly what they say there. That's just sort of a rough estimate. Because obviously you can never know exactly how the part you're building is going to come out. Still 7 million. I'll take that. Drivers are the best on the grid, which is fantastic. Staff. I definitely feel like we could have some better engineers, but it's just the cost, really. Supply network, that's all going, that's good. Headquarters, we've got something being built, and that HQ is being upgraded, obviously, to get an extra sponsor slot. I don't think there's anything I need to do, so let's just jump into the next race weekend. So, it was a good start, but I am slightly worried if we can continue that, but we have got a new part, which is important. Who's that going to go on? So, I'm going to put it on Buklova. Actually, I'm going to swap them and then put them on Who. And the next part will go on to Buklova, I think. We want to make sure it's somewhat fair. We don't want to keep giving all the good parts to one driver. Okay, actually, I'll give it to Who because the reliability actually makes it worse, doesn't it? Reliability goes worse. So it's a better performance. That's the most important thing for now, I guess. But we've got Tondela up next. The Portuguese Grand Prix. Let's load in. We'll go 6th and above that once again. And fingers crossed we can make that happen. So, here we go. Second race of ERS. Helicopters flying over. A bit of an overcast day here in Tondela this time. Obviously, you never want to simulate qualifying. We know that from previous experience. Right, 3 to 8. Let's go with that. 3 to 7. Let's go with that. 0 to 9. I'm going to risk it. No. No, no, no. I risked it a little bit too much there. Right. Now Buklova. Okay, unless it's going to be 0 to 2, I'm not going to be able to risk it. Okay, that wasn't a great... That was a bad start, actually, on both drivers there. So, my bad. That was not too clever on my part. So, Buklova and Who both look like they can qualify in the top 10, but it's whether they can qualify in the top 6 and get our sponsor objective, which is going to be very important. Who went fastest in the first sector there and the second sector, but they're getting beaten by somebody. Somebody's coming up and putting in better lap times, and it's Elsa Dat who's doing that. So even with no setup on, Who is still in a decent enough position. Right, so 6 minutes of this session remaining. Let's try and get a better setup on this car. Right, we need to sort of risk this a little bit here to get a somewhat decent setup, so we're going to go with like that, and that's worked out pretty handsomely for us. 35%, I'll take that. Buklova, 22% on her car right now, so that's still pretty good. Hopefully we can improve on that. I'm not going to risk 3s to 15, that's too much of a risk for me right now with Buklova, considering our car is there or thereabouts, and we'll take that and hopefully go over 50%, which is fantastic. Right, let's go out on track with Buklova now. So Who is in 7th, Buklova currently in P9. Vainen, who finished last in that previous race, is currently 1st in the standings. Gillot, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. The French driver in P2 is 0.139 off pole position, and there's a bit of a gap back to Kowalski in P3. So neither of the team there had a particularly good lap time. I think both getting stuck behind traffic, which is very frustrating. I'm not sure whether we're going to get another lap time in here, but we can definitely get another setup change here. I'm going to risk 3 to 20. Wow, that's going to be big. That was a big one. If we messed that up there and that was a 4, that would have been embarrassing. So that's perfect for Who. Let's risk 3 for 15. Perfect. 0 to 5. Let's go with it. 4. Okay, so both drivers now have pretty decent setups on, but I don't know whether they're going to be able to get out in time for another lap. Because you're very close with Who. I don't think Buklova is definitely going to be able to, so that's a bit unfortunate. But looks like we'll just miss out on our qualifying objective, which is annoying. Oh damn it, that is frustrating. But we know we've got a good setup. That's the good thing. We really pulled it together with Who there right at the end, even though we completely messed our setup at the end. So 7th and 9th, a little bit worse off than last time. We don't get our sponsor objective, which is frustrating, but that's the way it goes sometimes in Motorsport Manager 3. You just miss out on it, and that was 0.2 of a second we were outside today. Now for the race, 2nd of 8 in this season. Tondela is such a tight and twisty track. Yes, we understand that the food here in Portugal is dangerously good getting fat. Hopefully that wasn't one of the drivers. Right, so let's have a look at the setups here. So it's 17 laps for this race. So I'm going to go slightly different with Buklova here. We're going to go on a hard first stint. And Who's going to go on a medium first stint and try and go medium. Buklova will go hopefully hard soft. Tyre changes are faster. Let's enhance that relationship with Buklova, with Who and her engineer, as we don't have any applicable mechanic bonuses for this race. So let's go to the next one. Buklova the highest starting run on the hard compound tyres. Hopefully she can get that to work, and away we go here for the second race in the ERS season. Who hasn't had a particularly great start? Buklova's had a rocket of a start, up to P2 on the hard compound tyres. That has been a fantastic start for Buklova there, and slightly unexpected, and the fastest lap of the race as well. How has that happened? I do not know, but she's really causing a bit of a traffic jam now in P2. Vainenen's going a couple of seconds a lap faster than on the hard compound tyres. But 30% better off tyres here at this stage of the race. Buklova knows that, well, she can get a good race out here, and she's doing very good at defending here. It's such a tight and twisty track, as they said in the previous part of this race, in the prelogue of this race. They stated that obviously this was a tight and twisty track, and Buklova's done a fantastic job to hold off everyone on much better tyres. Even Elsa Dat on the soft compound tyres is struggling to get through here. So Buklova leads this race. Who is now in P2, so we're 1 and 2 in this race. The best driver that has pitted has come out, I think it's Jonstadir in P9. Vainenen is now coming up to P8. Vainenen is going faster than us, but I don't know, is Vainenen going to have to get to the end of this race on those tyres? I'm not too sure. I feel like Vainenen might be doing a 2-stop, so if we do our strategy here, I feel like we might be onto a good one here, because I don't think personally they're going to be able to do a 1-stop, a lot of these drivers. So we're going to pit Who in this one. We're going to have to conserve towards the end of this race here, and we're coming out the pit lane on the medium compound tyres behind only Hawks and Noy. So we should be able to get past there. We're ahead of Vainen as well, so that's obviously a pretty short pit lane, but a mistake there from Buklova is still going around on these tyres. A really, really good job, Buklova, on these tyres. I'm going to pit Buklova in at the end of this lap and put her onto the medium compound tyres. Apologies for that, actually. I didn't mean to sniffle. Buklova's in the lead of this race. I'm not exactly sure how this is happening. I'm gonna conserve her because she's on not the highest car condition, so there's no point pushing here. And we've got an 8-second lead over Hawks, Vainen, Johnston. I feel like they're all gonna have to pit shortly. They're not gonna be able to do that long, so I'm just gonna conserve who as well, because I don't feel like. I mean, this could come back to bite us, but noise pitting, I feel like these other two surely are going to have to pit. Yeah, sorry, Buklova, I don't want to risk you when you're doing that well. So we're sort of matching Vainen and Johnston in the conserve mode. I feel like they're going to have to pit, especially if they want to have any sort of pace towards the end of this race. They're going to have to pit. One of them has, that's Vainen, and Vainen has pitted right at the end here. Who is getting caught by Elsa Dat? Elsa Dat might get through here. Is Johnston going to pit? It doesn't look like it with 2 laps to go. The tyres are probably going to be run into the ground. Right now I'm going to take Buklova out of this conserve mode. I suppose I can do the same with Who as well, and maybe she can go on a last lap or a couple of laps attack. But Johnston are on 9% tyres at the last lap of the race. I mean, it probably will just about work out, but those tyres are going to be absolutely destroyed by the end of this lap. I think Who might not be able to quite get past, but Buklova, with a masterful strategy, wins this race. I don't really know how that happened. Gulot finishing last after starting right near at the front. So we mastered the strategy in that one, and yeah, everyone that started on the soft tyres just, I don't know, they were pretty bad, weren't they? People that started on the hards, like Hawks and Masley, I mean, they aren't particularly high-rated drivers, and they've managed to get themselves both into the top 10 there. You know, Gulot, I think Liam actually did a pretty, I don't know, starting on the hard tyres there. Maybe we should have gone to the softs at the end, I'm not too sure. Nonetheless, I think that would be fantastic for us in terms of the standings, as I think that Johnston didn't rate that highly in that last race. Johnston was obviously pretty decent in that last race because she's in P3. It's close at the top of the standings. Who on 37, Kowalski on 35, Johnston on 34, Sofia Buklova, obviously our driver, on 33 with that previous win, and Elsa Dat on 32, so it's very close to the top 5 points separating the top 5 positions. Fantastic start to the season for us, guys. Let's see where that continues in the next episode, so please remember to tune in then. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a fantastic day. Please remember to like the video if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. See you guys around soon. I'm going to go and blow my nose and try and get myself a bit happier and not happier. I'm happy now. A bit healthier, sorry, for the next episode. See you guys around soon. Goodbye.